What's up, YouTube? It's Carl, and it's going to be my leg day. And for the past few weeks, I've been doing a little story time, or a rant, or a chit chat, a little information. And today, I'd figure I'd give you a nice little story about something that happened to me while I was in high school. Now, before I get this story started, I need you to understand that I'm kind of an asshole. I'm kind of a Mr. Maytag. I like to give people shit. I'd rather give somebody an insult than give them a compliment for the most part. Maybe there's something psychologically wrong with me. I don't know what it is. That's just kind of the guy I am. I'm a born troll, just in real life even. And I apologize if that offends you. That's just the way it is. If that really does bother you, we can't really be good friends. But that's just my humor. And in high school, I had a teacher that I had a lot of respect for. I really liked him. He was a great guy and just really cool. And like I said, I had a lot of respect for him. I really liked him. And one day he got a student teacher, and the student teacher was a young woman just in college, which is usually how that stuff works. And she was going to job shadow him, and it was going to be her job. And she kind of got mouthy, and I kind of got mouthy, and we all gave each other a lot of crap. And all of a sudden he goes, said something about her learning how to be a good teacher. And I said, oh, so she came here to learn what not to do. And instantly I realized that I just crossed the line. Like, it was too much. He got really pissed off, and I felt really bad, actually. And it got unruly to the point where he didn't want the student teacher just involved anymore. He felt like it just added another thing, and he actually revoked her. He said he pulled her out, and we don't want you here. And that didn't happen. That didn't happen like in the class or anything, but it happened like the next day, and she got canned. And she wasn't there, and he was all sorts of like really super salty. And I totally understand. I actually felt I felt super bad. I felt like I kind of ruined an opportunity for her, which I did. And I was a real asshole to a person I had a lot of respect for. So I felt bad. I was like bad Carl. I felt sad, and I give myself a hard time. And lo and behold, and me and my friends go out to dinner after school or after some event or wrestling or something. I can't remember. But we go out to dinner, and I'm telling him about this, and I tell him, I feel bad. I crossed the line, and one of them was in the class, and he's like, "Yeah, man, you did kind of cross the line. That was a little much." And he's agreeing with me, telling me I'm an asshole, basically. And lo and behold, I was just about to say his name. I can't say his name. There was another high school student, a senior, like we were. We were all seniors. And he was at the restaurant with Miss Student Teacher. And she was upset. She did not like me. She made it like evidently clear like days prior in the classroom that she didn't like me. And now that I had like just cost her a job, she really let it be known how much she didn't like me and what she thought of me. And Mr. Football Player, Mr. Cool, who was so lucky to have a date that night with this young woman, started giving me shit and telling me that, like, with my bad attitude, I was never going to be happy in life and never going to have the company of a pretty girl like this. And she, like, snuggled up to him, like, letting herself be like a trophy. And all of a sudden, like, I had been like down on myself. So like, no, hold on though. Like, I gotta understand my mindset. I had been down on myself for being so rude, and all of a sudden, like, I just got. You gotta understand. Like, it was like the person who caused the woman, who was like the person who caused all the real upset in the first place, and a football jock that I had many confrontations with in the past. They were now rubbing it in my face about how much of an ass I was. And I got like the green light from God, basically, to say, Carl, rip into these people, be as rude and as violent and as negative as you possibly can be. And I really was. I ripped into him for being such a jackass, to think that being with such a slut who is a woman in college, who worked at the school, who is in a who, like, and I literally was like, who are you? What's your full name? Where are you gonna go work? Are you dating a student right now? Like, I just threatened her, like, her career. Like, I could not believe that she was there with a student. I could not believe that she made herself out to be like a trophy, that, like, you know, ooh, I'm with him and you're such a loser. It was like God gave me the green light to just say, go balls to the walls. And I made her feel so stupid for being there, which it really was an oversteps of her bounds. She was a woman who worked at the school just a day prior and was going on a date with a high school student and trying to rub it in my face about how cool she was for doing this. And I let her know that she's dating a high school student. How cool are you? You know, and just, he got, I almost said his name again. He got so upset that, and they were sitting actually a booth away from us. So they're like, how the booths work. I was facing towards their backs because they both sat away from us. But she had been turning around and talking to me a lot. And all of a sudden, she was just making herself as small as she could. I could barely even see the back of her ponytail over the next seat, you know. And they just left. And literally, it was like just a learning experience. That night was just a learning experience for me. Because honestly, I learned that there's just a time and a place for everything. You know what I mean? And in that classroom, on that day, it was not the time and the place to be a rude jerk. And on that next night, and that restaurant, that was the time and the place. And I just took that as the biggest learning lesson in, like, social activities kind of thing. Like, there is a time and a place for everything. And if you wait for the right time, you will just see the green lights, man. You will be able to do whatever you want, but you just got to wait for the right time. And I was profane. I was rude to the teacher. I insulted his craft, and that was just not what to do. But putting some young slut in her place on that night was exactly what needed to happen. And I thank God for showing me that night. Like, I know that's just ridiculous, right? You think, Carl, what an awful life lesson to learn. But really, it showed me to always show respect to people who deserve it, and to never ever show respect to people who don't. And that's just the way it is. And I might have had a hard line in the sand when it came to a lot of topics, but after that, there was not a hard line in the sand. It was a hard line, like, drilled into steel. It was unmovable. I became it really, you know, it was a good day. It showed me that it's okay. You know, I felt, like I said, super down on myself, really low, and then just like I said, to feel like I got the green light. The sea, it was like the heavens opened up and the clouds of my depression just suddenly parted, and it was like sun shone on my face, and it was like, go. And I just got to, you know, say those things that were just right on the tip of my tongue, and not have to hold back or worry about, like, what anybody else was thinking. Like, I actually got, like, you know, it was a heated back and forth. It wasn't just some simple to and from a couple times. And, like, I was yelling at them in the back. Like, not yelling, but, like, a loud conversation in a restaurant full of people about how she worked at the high school and was now dating a high school student. And yeah, it was just so perfect. I felt very good. So anyway, done with story time, and back to the leg day. Alright, YouTube, that's going to be my leg day. I'm just going to do the landmine squats. My sinuses are all jacked up. There's been a lot of fires around in Colorado, and that's all that smoke in the air is really giving me a allergic reaction. Like, my sinuses are just super jacked up, like I said, and I was surprised I got that done with that weight. Like, my head just feels like it's going to explode. So no second exercises or anything like that. No mix-ups or anything like that. Just going to be that. Story time and some landmine squats. Remember to respect people who deserve your respect. So if I give you respect, you know that I at least think you deserve it. Otherwise, I'd be kind of trolling you or something. I'm kind of trying to avoid that for now, but I'll get into it when I get more people to talk to, I guess. I don't know. Don't want to chase people away before anybody shows up. So, in the description, there are 3 links. They are to my social media. They're my Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you please give me a follow or a friend request, respectively, I'd really appreciate that. I will follow you back. We will be as friends. We can like each other's posts. This is Carl saying every day spend lifting weights is a great day. Remember to have yourself a good day. Whew, leg day done.